there's so much to question, so much
So what's the question?
to try to comprehend. I don't know, bro. I'm lost. I'm lost in the sauce right now.
Sounds like we need to talk about that.
Lost in the sauce. I'm lost in the monotonous sauce. It's like that feeling of like, when you eat spaghetti for the for your first for the first time in a while, you're like, oh, this is pretty good.
Uh huh.
And then it's like you eat it, you eat it a second time, and you're like, okay, uh, you know. And then the third time, you're just like, get me out of here.
Sure.
You know what I'm talking about.
Uh
Like
huh.
replace this with any food that makes you think this way. For me in particular, it's spaghetti. I don't know why,
Okay.
but I'm just like that's just me in life right now. But it's not like the third; it's like the 25th serving
Of like, of what
monotonous sauce.
you're.
Yeah, monotonous sauce, and it's like I think that's why I binge stuff because when I find something new, it's like stimulating, and I like that stimulation.
Uh huh.
But then because I crave that stimulation and I don't savor it, it just uh, my bouts of stimulation are intense, but how do I put it? Intense yet short.
So what I'm hearing is you've developed something of like a stimulus addiction.
Mm, yeah, probably. Well, no, it's not an addiction. It's like in college, I was fine most of the time because I
Okay.
had stuff to do. But now that I have nothing to do and
Right. I
no
guess instead
friends,
of addiction, it's like a craving, and you're
yeah,
just
and
like jumping
and,
from one
before
thing
I
to the
had
next.
friends, but I don't anymore, right? So it's
Just without the context for that,
and in this webtoon I'm reading, it's about this guy who's kind of like a loser in the beginning, doesn't
uh-huh.
have any friends, and he gets betrayed, and it's really interesting because he has this hero complex as well, kind of,
Yeah.
and it's the balance of between oh, how much of this is his fault and how much of it is actually life fucking him over. And it gets much darker later on. But that's not relevant. But the point is he has these group of friends that are always by his side. Well, that's not necessarily true. But the overarching theme is he has these people that are by his side.
Right.
Um I'm like, damn, is that what I should have been to my friends? It's like that question of what if? You know what I mean, right? It's maybe I'm being judgmental. You feel?
There's a lot of blank spaces that you're expecting me to agree with, but
It's no, it's merely the notion of maybe the decisions I made were too judgmental,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's merely wondering what would have happened if not. But I can't say for sure. It's not to the point where I'm like, damn, I wish I didn't. It's merely a question of, oh, if I didn't, I wonder how life would be right now.
Yeah.
And of course, back to the definition of a friend of oh, is a friend someone who's there for you through thick and thin, or is it, you know, different? Like someone who's there for you, but once you do something wrong, you're not obligated to stay with it, and it's
I mean, I don't know. I feel like the definition of friends is again not just varying by person, but like also that's the reason why we use different terminologies like close friends or good friends or best friends or
yeah, of course, but
all
it's
that.
people. I would say would consider these people close friends at least. Um, before everything went down. But it's I don't know. It's merely me. Like you said, everyone has their own definition of a friend, but I'm like, what is I don't know what my definition of a friend is anymore. So it's like, what is a friend? Like, I would like it to be someone who's there for you no matter what, even when you make mistakes. But I feel like that's pretty unrealistic. So I don't know, man.
Well, I
I don't.
mean, when you say like someone who will be there for you, right?
Hmm.
Like, do you mean in the sense that they will be able to sit down with you and talk about it, or sit down with you and like forgive you, or do you mean
Like,
somebody who just won't walk away after something bad happens? Because I feel
I
like
guess
those are two different things, right? Like you can have
maybe someone
disagreements.
who won't walk away. But like,
Okay,
I feel like I'm someone who walks away. But can I ask that of other people?
that's for you to find out, right?
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what my definition is. So it's like this this fictional manga about a stereotypical storyline. Well, it's not stereotypical. It becomes quite dark, but
Uh-huh.
like of a high school kid. You know how these go. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you know. Hit
God
him with that.
fucking.
Hit him with it. But yeah. Anyways, we can start now.
You sure?
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's pretty good content for the podcast. I feel like.
Yeah, but it's like I don't have it all hashed out in my brain. So a lot of it's gonna if it's gonna actually be me saying, I don't know, you know?
I mean, I don't know. You seem like you were saying things without
Yeah, but
spamming. I
it's
don't
like
know.
it was merely explaining. I don't have any deep thoughts on it yet. Well, I don't have any answers, I suppose.
I think that's
But we can
fine.
talk about it on the podcast if you want.
Well, I mean, it's less about that and more about the fact that, like, hey, it already happened,
Oh, were you
right?
recording?
Yeah, I've been recording the past
Oh, yeah, yeah,
10
yeah.
minutes.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's cool.
that happened.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but what is it? Yeah, like, it's up to you ultimately. And, like, if you feel like you want to just jump in whenever past our original topics, like, I don't give a shit. Um, or if something comes to mind in the middle of us talking about whatever the fuck, that's also fine too.
Hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I truly don't know if I've well, obviously I'm not talking about serious situations like I kill a person, right?
Uh huh.
Like but like hmm, I wonder.
We all wonder. It's a human
I
thing to
wonder.
do. We wonder. We
Yeah.
ponder.
We just have to make sure I don't go into that phase of like if I don't reach out to people, I wonder who's gonna reach out to me.
you're
But
fucking.
I think this rumination is going towards a different direction.
You're fucking weedy. You're calling the weak relations.
Yeah.
But
Well, I've already done that
yeah,
at
you've
this
already
point.
done that.
I've
So
already
that it's
done
just
that at
like
this
even
point.
more finer calling
Yeah.
somehow.
Until I get like two friends.
That's fucked up.
No, no, no. I'm past that. No. Surprisingly. I usually these ruminations lead me down to that path, but
Uh huh.
currently I don't see that in the foreseeable future.
Is it because you realize you've lost the luxury of numbers?
No, 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 no. It's not even that. Technically, I have more than two, so I do have the luxury of numbers still.
Oh,
Um,
2-0,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
2-0.
Two's the limit. Two's the limit. Two's the limit for
God
me.
damn, bro.
Yeah, it's couple friends. It's all you need, kind of.
That's I'm a
I
I'm,
think that's true for some people, but I don't think it's true for others. That's why I say somewhat.
I'm a, it's yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I've met someone who has cited that they only have like 3 or 4 friends.
Yeah. Hmm.
But I don't know.
So
Like I'm not asking for like 20 or 30 or however many, but I definitely need more than two.
yeah, I do too, but like at that's the point where I can no longer be picky at all. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Okay,
have to have these two is my point.
I
But
see.
yeah, I yeah, I've more than two,
That
five maybe.
you just Oh, I'll
No,
give you a
no.
second. Hey guys, welcome back to the Salty Runback Podcast, Episode 3. I'm your host, Chico.
Okay.
uh, I was. If
It's
you
a
had
bit. It's a bit.
responded.
It's a bit. It's a bit. It's a bit. It's a bit.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
just a little tired, bro.
Tired. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's a bit, bro. It's a, it's a bit.
Fucking got him. But, anyways, that was the intro. Um,
Nice.
yeah, pretty good, honestly. I
Yeah.
I'll have to think about how I'm gonna edit the part before the intro, but for now, we're just gonna jump right into it.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Let's jump right into it.
I can't. Oh my god.
Huh? Can't
We.
what?
Oh no.
I forgot to eat dinner.
Huh? Did you not eat? Didn't you say you were having like curry while your brother and your dad were
Yeah, yeah.
having
I just didn't.
sushi? You just. Huh?
I just didn't. Forgot about that.
That's. It's kind of fucked up, homie. How you gonna forget dinner, bro?
I mean, it's pretty common, honestly, especially at college.
I mean, I guess, but you're out of college, so
Yeah, might
that.
as well be.
Alrighty then. Um, before we get deeper into whatever we're talking about today, just a heads up for people who are listening, this is going to be more of a gaming oriented episode, despite the segment you might see prior.
Yeah.
um, who knows? We'll see how it goes. Maybe Jay will have a epiphany in the midst of us talking about 2D side scrolling pixel games.
Yeah, no, I'm happy.
Wow. Yep. I'd do it. I'd do it.
No, but yeah.
Uh,
But no, but yeah.
I wonder how much of this I'm gonna edit out. I'm truly curious.
Why are you being so inauthentic?
Hmm?
We gotta show them the real us.
The real us? I feel like this isn't being inauthentic. It's me making sure that they don't. Honestly, most of my editing, I realize, is just like editing out awkward pauses and like some like voice overlap sections or some parts where we just like stutter here and there is
Keep
what
my
I've
stutters
realized.
in.
Hmm?
Keep my stutters in. That's what makes me who I am.
Okay. No.
How dare you?
I'll keep that in mind.
How dare you?
There's also like at least for the first two episodes, there were moments where we just, I don't want to call them bits because they're not worthy of being called bits. We just like drift off on like a meme and then it would just go silent for like 5-10 seconds.
Nice.
It's fucked. But
Nice.
that's most of the editing that I have to do. Oh, also, I'm like, I realize sometimes if I speak too fast, like, um, it just doesn't sound nearly as clean. So sometimes I listen back to it, I'm like, eh,
Okay, I have a shitty voice, so
eh.
at least you don't have any competition.
Could you imagine if we
I'm the best voice.
the podcast is a competition and it's
What's
just
the
us
best
voice?
commentator voice?
Oh God, commentator voice, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Hey,
mean,
girl.
yeah, that's exactly what I want to. I was just like just thinking about LCS.
Yeah.
Dude, Korean announcers are just
They just scream.
they're built different.
Yeah.
They know how
They
to
just
get they know how to build up the tension and they just keep riding it somehow.
I don't even know if it's that. I think they just like screaming. I feel like that's just how it be.
I mean, that's
Because that's the
true.
case for like the reality TV shows too. There's a lot of screaming there, bro.
That's true. So I guess it's just more of a Korean thing,
Yeah.
which I don't know how I feel about that cuz I actually don't think I scream that much comparatively.
I don't know. Like it makes it more exciting, but I don't know how much of it is genuine. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Could all just be a show and then once they're done, they just
They're
like
back to chill.
yeah, they like deflate
Yeah.
maybe.
Kind of like me with this podcast,
Damn, this is you inflated.
bro. You want to see me deflated?
No, I've seen you deflated. I don't need to see it
That's
again.
what I thought. I can deflate right now, right here.
Oh no.
It's never been easier.
Honestly, with your episode 1 opening, that's probably what people imagine to hear you deflate.
Yeah, but MapleStory.
Wow. That. Oh, that's another thing I realized that I have to like learn, like catch and edit is like I have like very like a set number of reactions to things you say because it's just I don't
It's
know.
easy. It's
Yeah,
just easy.
it's
It's just
easy,
easy.
and
Yeah.
I'm so used to just saying them. But I realize repeatedly hearing those reactions is just
Mhm.
so. It's just it makes it harder to listen to. I've realized,
And
like
just don't do
me
it for it.
saying I'm trying, but like it just comes out so instinctively, like it's unconscious. And so whenever I react to saying like "wow," it's literally just like I'm at a loss for words of why why are you doing this?
Why am I like this?
Why are you like this? But
Simple.
huh?
Anyways, MapleStory, right?
Huh.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, that one. What? Oh boy. One of our topics for this episode was is going to be um a game called MapleStory, which is a 2D side-scrolling MMORPG, otherwise
So
known
let's
as.
go. Let's take out one of the M's.
Oh, well, I'm gonna get to that. MMORPG normally stands for Massive
Massive.
Multiplayer Online Role-Playing Game. Um, MapleStory is not what we in the business would call uh,
Massive.
multiplayer at the moment, nor massive. So I guess
Yeah.
we could take both M's out.
Yeah. It's just an
It's just
ORPG.
it's an ORPG.
Yes, sir.
But the reason why is because
Hmm.
Mabel's been around for a very long time. I think it
17
started,
years. They had their 17-year anniversary recently.
yeah, 17 years for global,
Global. Yeah.
and for Korea, I think it's 19. So, uh, 2003, I guess, is where it started in Korea at least. And the game is somehow miraculously still alive. Um, to what extent, I can't really
On
say.
life support, but
Yeah, it's on life support, but it's coming around a little bit. Um, and so the reason why we're talking about Maple is mainly for two reasons. One, they're dropping a very revolutionary update compared to their other patches this week, and we've both played Maple a lot on and off,
mhm.
uh, and we're both probably gonna jump back into the game again. For how long?
Yeah,
I don't know.
probably a
Uh,
week. I'm giving myself a week,
yeah, he'll probably take like a week.
maybe
I've
two if I'm lucky.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You gotta reap all the registration rewards, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
for me, I've invested a bit more just from the characters that I already have for a new character that I'm making. So I'll probably be spending a bit more time. But I'm very excited for this update, and so I wanted to talk about it. And the other big reason is just again, like I mentioned just now, like we've played on and off a lot. And when I say a lot, like we mean like a lot. Like this used to
It's
be,
like probably the most defining game of our life.
yeah, which
Like,
is weird, but
yeah, it doesn't feel great to say that, but if we're being realistic here, that's probably the case. Like, I feel like it served the same purpose for us that a lot of people had for WoW. You know, like WoW was the first really big MMORPG that a lot of people played.
right,
I feel like it served the same purpose for us that WoW did to other people.
yeah, like it's honestly pretty accurate in terms of RPGs at least. Like
Yeah,
Maple was definitely like up there. It's probably like
top
if
three.
yeah, easily top three. I think for me it's probably like Maple, Pokemon, and then shit, I don't know what the last one would be. I'd have to
If we're being
go
realistic,
over.
for just time spent,
League of
probably League.
Legends.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. League of Legends, time spent.
Ah, League of Legends.
Like, I don't know if it's revolutionary. I don't know if it changed me, but
Uh-huh.
I will say that I sank the most amount of time in that.
That's fair. It's honestly
Yeah.
fair. I think it defined a lot of our like gaming groups
Yeah, social
dynamic.
inter. I don't want to say social interaction,
Just
but
interactions. Just interactions. Let's just
yeah,
leave it at
yeah.
interactions.
Wait. I have to pee.
Huh?
I have to pee. I'll be
Okay,
back.
go for it.
I'm also gonna get a snack because I'm starving, bro.
Yeah. While he's gone, I'm gonna share something that I found was interesting because I think he he probably wouldn't care to listen. But so episode one we uploaded on Wednesday night, and then episode two originally was also uploaded on a Wednesday night, but then but then not he, but then I kind of fucked a few things up, and so I had to re-upload. But I didn't notice these until like into the night, like deeper into the night Wednesday. So I had to do the fixes, and then excuse me, I had to re-upload on Thursday morning. And then when I re-uploaded on Thursday morning, and I like we mentioned last time, you could look through the analytics and stuff. Um, like it got no, not nearly a comparable amount of interaction. And I thought that was interesting. I mean, it's also because that was episode one versus episode two. But I also felt kind of bad because I was like, man, I think I did a better job on episode two, man. But yeah, that's just a little anecdotal for while he's gone. Um, I can't treat this like I'm live streaming, like I can't interact with anyone. But for people who are listening, for the few who are listening, if you have, I'm gonna keep saying this. If
I
you
remember
have
trying.
any questions, welcome back. I was just about to do a little section for if you have any questions or comments or anything you'd like us to talk about, please leave them in the comment section down below. Also, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
just had to get that in before we get sidetracked.
Yep.
What snack do you
Doritos. I failed my diet like 1,000 times during this sick period.
get? That's fair. That's honestly fair.
Like, up until today, I really didn't have the energy to care about what I was eating.
Mm-hmm.
Well, well,
You
we're
were
talking.
heavily up on that Tylenol and NyQuil.
Yeah. On NyQuil, the first couple days, I definitely like. I don't want to say overdosed, but like.
You took more than the recommended,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. Knocking out at like 10 p.m.
The really bad day where I was like, I'm not gonna be on my computer.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was awake for a total of 5 hours. Like that
That's
entire day.
that's insane,
Yeah.
bro. You became a koala for a day.
Yeah. Like my head just wouldn't stop hurting. I was cold all the time while sweating.
Uh huh.
I had like I guess I had like stomach pain that went all the way up to my chest. It felt really weird.
Oh,
So like yeah, I was like there's no point in doing anything. I'm just gonna stay here.
damn.
But yeah. Um what were we talking about?
Before you're going, I was talking about Maple, or about to
Oh
go into Maple.
yeah, we were talking about like the top three. Okay, I remember now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was Maple. For me, it's Maple, Pokemon League of Legends, and for you,
I don't think Pokemon's up there, but League and
no,
um
Kingdom Hearts.
mm, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which is strange because I haven't played Kingdom Hearts 3 still. Been out for like
Oh,
what, 5 or 6 years?
uh huh.
Like we just don't have the PS4 set up. I just never got around to it.
That's fair.
But a part of me doesn't even want to play because we'll talk about this another time. It's a stressful topic, okay? We'll talk about it another time.
All right, if you say so.
This is multi-layered, okay? Uh,
Multi-layered. It's
yeah.
multifaceted.
Hmm.
That's
You
fair.
wouldn't get it.
Oh, I wouldn't get it. Okay, okay, okay.
You wouldn't get it without me explaining it like a lot.
I see. All right, then we'll save that for another
Another,
time. Yeah,
yeah.
you can you can keep munching on your things while I dive into my excitement for Maple. Because I
Hmm.
think, comparatively speaking, I'm definitely much more excited for this than you are.
No, I'm excited. I've just learned that like even when I feel excited, it's easy for that to die down for me.
Yeah, no, that's
So like,
fair.
yeah,
It's like the I think we talked about this, the idea where you said you realized that you no longer like felt excitement when like you've like fallen out of love with RPGs, right?
yeah,
And I think that's completely fair because the time where we fell the most is definitely when we had like the most time in the world. We could just dump it all
yeah.
into just funneling our
Like,
resources.
yeah. Even though I'm playing Lost Ark, it's like a lot faster, in my opinion, than Maple Story.
Right.
And well, I'm sure we'll get into this. And it doesn't have anything like the Link system and the Legion system,
Mm-hmm.
which is like you need to have. So
Yeah,
it's just easier for me,
that's
at
fair.
least. And I don't know, bro.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just we're at different points for the cycle of interest. I think for me, it's like my I took a dip down after I'd stopped playing in what is that, February, January, around there.
I think it was January.
Yeah, somewhere around there when I closed up the guild, and then now it's like I took enough time away from the game and to do
Hmm.
other things
Yeah.
that now it's like my capacity for Maple has gone up.
Hmm.
and I think it timed perfectly with Destiny. Because I thought initially that Destiny is the name of the patch, by the way, the very big update. I thought Destiny was going to drop in like either fall or winter, but then I started reading the news that like, oh, it dropped in Korea. So, and since we're eternally locked behind 6 months of time uh, between Korean MapleStory and global MapleStory, then they got it in the winter, which means we get it
Yeah.
in the summer. So after that realization, I guess I was like, oh, like I'll probably have an ample amount of time in the summer. Um, so it coincided very well, and I think, you know, for MapleStory in particular, because leveling up characters can be kind of tedious at times, they have these events in the game called burning events, which makes it so that for every level you get another 2 levels. And that goes up until you reach a certain level, which in this case is um,
100?
200. Which, for people who don't play MapleStory, that sounds like a high number, but I assure you that it's not. That's not a high number. It used to be, but it's no longer. But
Back in my day.
back back in my day, grinding to 200 was a hard task.
Yeah.
It's it's shifted a lot, but anyways, the Destiny update is basically taking the first batch of characters that or classes that were available to be made. They're called the Explorers. And they took that original, the OG characters classes, and they remastered them, I think is the correct term, or revamped, remastered, one of the
Yep.
two. I don't remember which one is more accurate in this case, but they basically redid them. Gave them new visuals,
Um,
gave them new skill passives, new active
Keep in
skills,
mind this was for
things
the
like that.
second time too.
Yeah, that's true. This is
Red
the
was the
second
first
time they
one.
did that because the red update when the red update was interesting. Um, the Explorer classes, yeah, they went through 2 big changes. So they stuck with their original form until I think Red was in 2016, 20, no, maybe earlier.
You've lost me.
That's
I don't
somewhere
know.
around
I don't
there.
know the year.
Yeah, Red was somewhere around there, somewhere in between, and then now they're getting another revamp after give or take 6 to 8 years. Um, for Destiny.
Isn't that long? Damn.
Yeah, it's been a while, but like it's cool because when you have outdated graphics, the easy thing is like when you have outdated graphics and then suddenly they're up to par with their recent developments for their recent classes and it's up to that standard. It's like, oh my gosh, this is exciting. And especially for the people who were playing some of those classes
It's
with
your
the
boys.
outdated graphic. Yeah, it's your boys like us two. We played 2 pirates. Um,
Oh yeah.
he
I also have a
played.
hero and a
Hmm?
night lord.
Yeah, that's true. You
Mm.
were
I basically played only
explorers.
explorers, except for
Most
that one
yeah.
Hayato.
Oh yeah, you did have.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh boy, I totally forgot about that Hayato. But what is it? It just to briefly explain what the explorers are for people who don't play Maple. Um, explorers are well, all classes in the game are categorized into 5 groups. So it's warrior, bowman, thief, mage, pirate. And for the explorers, they have a thing where those classes have like branches off into
Subclasses. Yeah.
subclasses. They're the only group in the game right now that do subclasses, I think.
Yeah, I guess. Demon Slayer tech.
technically,
Technically.
yeah. But what subclasses means is basically, for example, for their mage category, it's you have a mage class, and then once you get to a certain level, you can decide to be a specific kind of mage, basically. Same goes for all the other variants. And so for us, we picked the pirates, and pirates can go into one of three. It's either corsair, buccaneer, or cannoneer. And so Jay went buck, I went
And
corsair.
shooty.
And yeah, bucks, they punch, use their fists, have a very big serpent dragon thing that they fight with. Corsair, they're like the captain of the ship. They just shoot a lot.
They have an
Um,
octopus.
have some have some summons. Uh, Pre Destiny, I have a very big octopus that shoots more pistols than I do, and that's like one of my main moves. But post Destiny, the octopi disappear, and I am just left to my own devices. Whether that be for better or worse, I don't know, but we'll have to see. But yeah, that's happening with the explorer classes. They're also giving a bunch of rewards, and they're also having return events, which is interesting because the event that's about to finish is their anniversary event for their 17th anniversary. So the fact that they're jumping from one big event into the next one is uncommon, I'd say, but it's cool that they have
Uh,
something very
yeah,
big prepared for the summer.
yeah.
And
I would agree.
yeah. So again, uh because Jay and I played Explorers most of the time, like this is a very relevant patch for us. Um
We'll give it a chance.
yeah, we'll be giving it a go, see how far
Dip my
we
toes
get.
into the proverbial water.
Proverbial water.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I. God damn. My throat.
you good?
Excuse
You good? Um, what is it? Oh yeah, well we need to or I want to bring up the idea of why why we're talking about Maple so positively. But when it comes down to it, if someone asks me, "Hey, should I play MapleStory?" my answer most of the time will be no.
No. Yeah. You
Um,
shouldn't.
we're locked by
Nostalgia. First,
nostalgia.
foremost,
Yeah,
nostalgia. For sure.
before anything else, we have the nostalgia curse. It's the curse
Yeah.
where we have stuck with this game for so long and we started it so early that we have a craving and we come back to it. It's like that itch. You get an itch
Yeah.
for it.
That's accurate.
Um, and then once that craving is sated, or once you scratch that itch enough, then you're like, all right, time to drop it again.
Yeah.
Um, and so, that has happened a lot. We've played on and off for about like
15 years.
15,
Ah.
yeah, 14, 13.
Let me check.
Let me check. Let me pull up the records.
uh Big Bang update was 2010. We played a couple years before that. So I would say 2008, which is like 14 years.
14 years. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we played on and off 14 years. And of course, when I think when most people say on and off, it's like, you know, oh, you only played like, 30% of the time or like whatever.
No.
And
No, no.
we'd pick it up as fast as we dropped it. And it
Yeah.
just kept going back and forth, back and forth. I think there were
A couple times where we stayed a while.
yeah, there were two or three, no, 3 or 4 long periods of time, or extended
Long
periods
as
of
in like
time.
over a month or two.
Yeah, like where we would be like playing like a lot.
Consistently. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And I think specifically the last two or three instances of us playing
The
were,
last one for sure.
yeah, last one for sure, but the one before that, or was it the one before that one? It was the one where uh you were on your Night Lord and I was on, wait, no,
The
not
one
Night Lord.
before.
Is that the one before? I was on
Yeah,
Angelic Buster.
yeah, I was
That's
on.
all I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah. That's like the one before.
Okay, yeah. Then the one before.
So 3 times ago.
Yes, 3 times ago, and our most recent run, we both played for like give or take a year. Albeit not religiously or like not like us logging on every single day and doing every single thing, but it was pretty consistent for a year. And then yeah, this is our one of
Who knows?
several.
Maybe this will be another long streak. I don't know.
I don't think so.
You
I'm
don't know.
I
You don't
don't
know.
know, but I have a very there's a
Hmm.
very high likelihood that this isn't going to be a
Yeah,
long.
I think the last time we can talk about it a little more specifically because it was a special one. It was a special one.
It was.
Uh,
It really was.
we made a guild, um, and it became quite successful. I would say
Oh yeah. Yeah,
quite
definitely.
successful. I left it earlier due to real life circumstances.
Due to
Um,
working conditions.
Working conditions. I went to Korea. You know, like there was just a lot of stuff going on
uh,
at that time in my life. Um, relationship issues. Uh, yeah. So I left earlier, but I will say it was probably the most enjoyable time I had on the game because our guild, we met a lot of good people. Um, I still talk to one of the people.
Mhm.
Um, I will refer to them as them. I don't think I have to say a name honestly, but like it's only one person.
Yeah.
Still talk to them pretty regularly. Um, so I feel like it was worth it.
No,
And there
yeah,
were
100%.
a lot of late nights, a lot of just goofing off, and yeah, it will forever be cherished memories. I think at least. It's-
Yeah. It's to preface for people, uh guilds are basically just large groups where we
Yeah,
just
groups of
come
people.
together in game. We're making a community basically. Um and we've attempted quote unquote
Woo!
attempted
I
we've
think
attempted to make a community.
we weren't success. The successful one was our fourth one, I believe. Um,
Was it our fourth one? I thought it was
yeah,
our
it was our
fifth one.
fourth one. Fourth or fifth, either way. Um, yeah, so it took us a while,
Mm-hmm.
but we stayed resilient. We craved a community,
We
which I
really
would
did.
say is possibly one of the better aspects of MapleStory. Once you can get like a good community, I would say it's pretty decent. It's not.
Yeah. Like despite the way the game is,
Hmm.
um there's a lot of good, nice people that are playing it,
Yeah,
and I I genuinely think, for what it's worth, we got very lucky as a guild because we did not get that many weird people or people who are like hard to deal with,
yeah.
like comparatively
Um,
speaking.
I think we had.
We had a
Correct me
few.
if I'm wrong. We had a few. We had a little bit of. I want to say drama, but some problems between.
There was a family feud.
Yeah, there was a lot going on. I would
Hmm.
say.
Yeah.
So, wasn't all easy, but you know, I I I think this time we we're just gonna join a guild. Um, Maybe not even the same one, different ones.
Well, the
See how that goes.
yeah, we'll see.
Uh, we'll see how it goes, but yeah.
We had it was
Wow.
it was a good run. The guild went for about a year and 3 months, more, give or take, so over a year.
Yeah, it did. Holy
Yeah,
moly! I didn't
it's
even.
crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess it
it's.
didn't really take off until the first 3 months, though, right?
I mean, yeah, but hey, we still have to give credit where credit's due, where it
Yeah, yeah,
started,
yeah.
right?
I think December and January is when we really started growing.
Yeah, we picked up speed a lot, and
Yeah, we got like 80 people
it was very
by that
fast.
time.
Yeah, but
And
that was fun. Now saying that was
maybe
fun was is an understatement. If
that was
I
that was the journey. That was
It
a ride.
was. It was a very big journey, and I learned a shitload. Um, just being. Oh, I guess I always don't mention that. So Jay was the guild leader, um, from the
I passed it to
beginning.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
up
obviously
until
after I had to leave.
right, and then I was the guild leader for the remaining 9 or so months, 8 or 9
Yeah, I
months.
think I was the leader. Yeah, 6 months, and then you were the leader for the remaining.
Mm-hmm. And both periods of time were really good. Um, in their own way, and I think I learned a lot, not just like in game wise, but also just realizing that trying to hold a group of 90, 80 people stable and together and to make an organizing effort for those, it was definitely more constraining than I had imagined it to be, but it worked out towards the end. Like I got a hang of it, and it became more clear the more I played, where I understood my capacity and the guild's capacity, and I was like, okay, let's do this, and this, and then, um, once I had a bit less time because I had to figure some stuff out IRL as well, I was just like, okay, like now would be a good time to call it, um, and like I left, God, I left a whole fucking message in Discord, just like a very uh long official message, and then at the end I wrote like my own little thing. But it's just it's crazy how impactful of a community it was for
Mhm.
just for that entire journey. And it's crazy to think that for people who I've never met, um
IRL.
like they were like they made my day a lot of the time, and I hope I had made theirs just the same. And I still talk to we still have like our, I guess, Discord server or community forum in a sense up. um it's pretty much not really active anymore, but there are still a few people who talk around, and I'm still friends with, or I still talk with people in game for a handful of the old members we had. But yeah, it's just the empowerment and the sense of community that comes from the like the people in the game is just it's so worthwhile, it's so enriching, and it's it really makes me think like, damn, if only it wasn't this game.
Yeah, if it wasn't a dead game.
If it wasn't a dead toxic FOMO based game. But
Yeah, but like,
I can't say that,
like
that's
at the
unfair.
same time, maybe it would have never happened if it wasn't this game.
Right,
Like,
yeah, that's
for
exactly
how much
it.
we're shitting on it, like,
Mm-hmm.
it does
It
have
gave
a
us a lot.
special, does have a special part in our heart.
Yep, and we're coming back to it once again. It's happening. I know for a fact
Unfortunately,
though, I'm not making another guild. That was for the amount of like fun and enjoyment there was.
a lot of stress as well.
A lot of stress, a lot of like, I don't want to say
It's a
it's not.
commitment.
Yeah, not
A commitment.
what do I call it? It's not parasocial. What's the term?
I don't know what you're trying to say.
There there's some term that I learned the other day. I totally forgot it. But it's just looking at like the spider web of social connections and like social circles in particular within groups, and trying to just mix and match and manage all of that was just such a headache. And like, of course, the easy way out would have been for me to disregard that and just try to hold the guild more generally speaking. But I tried to untangle that web, and some parts went well, some parts did not go well. Um, but it was a good experience all in all. And I think I'd always recommend people like, hey, like if you're playing the game, like you should join a guild, and if you want to try making a guild, yeah, like go ahead. And I even went around after I had closed down the guild to a few other guilds just to like give them advice before I left. Just being like, hey, like if you're trying to go a guild, like this was what happened in my experience, like just things to look out for, stuff like that. Um, but me personally, I'm kind of like, I'm gonna join as a member the next time I join a guild, and just hop in, either watch a new community grow, or just try and jump into an existing small medium community, something like that. You there?
Yeah.
Just making sure.
I'm merely thinking.
You're thinking. What are you thinking
Yeah.
about? I asked
No.
you, what are you thinking about? You said, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I have music on, so.
Of course you do.
But tangent. I don't
Tangent?
know how people don't listen to music. Like at least, let's say you're conscious 16 hours.
Uh huh.
I listen to music at least 14 of those hours, if not more.
Yeah, huh.
Like I just don't understand people who don't. Y'all are weird.
Y'all
Anyway,
are weird.
Maybe that says more about me than anything, but
I was gonna say, yeah. I feel like that goes towards you.
but I don't know. I was just thinking about the experience, like building it up. I didn't have to maintain it as long, maybe just a couple months for the
Mm-hmm.
size that it got to. But yeah, it was a good experience. I also don't think I would make another guild. I say this, but who knows? I don't know
Maybe,
me.
maybe it'll happen again. We just run
Yeah,
it back.
run it back. But it was funny because our original plan was to keep it like 20, 30 members. And it just like,
It
it
blew
was
up.
going so well
Mm-hmm.
that we kept growing. But who knows? Maybe it's time.
We'll have to think of a new guild name if we do that. But I don't think we'll top the one we had last time.
I don't think so either. This is just literally it's like a 1% chance,
Yeah, but
But
we're gotcha players.
I love gacha.
Yep. Gotta gamble on the mods.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, what was it? Pre-tangent shit. What was that? Oh, I was gonna go into parts of why I don't recommend Maple to people. Cause the people who play it are cool. Um, and the game itself, it's getting better, especially with the Destiny patch and the other things that are coming up. Like they're improving a lot of QOL, which is quality of life. Um, but the reason the reason why I personally don't like recommending MapleStory to newer people is that one, it's a long term investment in terms of if you want to actually get to like the really fun parts of the game. Of course, everyone has their own definition of fun, so I don't really think fun might be the best way to put it. I think it's more if you want to get to the nitty
Meat and
gritty,
potatoes.
yeah, the meat and potatoes of the essence of what they sell MapleStory for. It takes a hot minute to get there, and so honestly, it's not really worth investing the time and resources to really get around to that unless you either know you're going to be committed or you just really like the game. Um,
It reminds me
but
of
yeah,
Does Nancy still play the game?
yeah, Nancy still plays. She's not as active, but I still
I,
see
I
her.
was gonna say it just reminds me of that because she progressed so fast in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Like the time commitment that she put in was just a little
Um, inspire.
Inspiring.
Awe, awe-inducing.
I think is the correct terminology.
Awe-inducing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It was very impressive the pace that she went. Um, it was crazy, but she's gamer.
Yeah.
That's what it was at the end
I
of
know
the
she
day.
was playing Lost Ark for a while. But
I think
honestly,
she still plays.
oh, what a
She might.
shame.
What a shame.
What a shame.
Who plays Bot Arc anymore?
Yikes. Bot arc.
Yeah. Did you hear the concurrent player numbers dropped 300,000 after the bot ban wave?
That much?
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. 300K.
Yeah.
What was.
Concurrent players.
Oh my god.
That means of the consistent players that play. Not like
Oh,
total population. These are consistent players.
right.
300,000 of them.
300,000 were just botting.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah. So
That's wild. 300,000.
yeah, that's more than MapleStory's whole player
I
base.
was just about to say. Even if you take the entire population of MapleStory, including reboot and non-reboot, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't add up to 300,000.
Non-reboot is like 10% of reboot. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, probably somewhere around there. Probably. I have to remember to keep explaining things. So MapleStory is divided into two separate categories. We call it reboot and non-reboot. Um, Reboot is the quote-unquote free-to-play server where you don't have to spend real-life money to progress hard into the game.
Or like you don't it won't hamper you not to.
Yes, it is not necessary by any means. Um, but in non-reboot, which is the regular servers, to get
You have
enhancement
to.
material to upgrade things significantly, you will have to spend money. And when we say spend money, we mean like you'll drop a lot of money. Um,
Hundreds,
yeah,
thousands.
thousands even. Like people drop that just because it's what they want to funnel into. Um,
And like there are other games where you progress faster if you spend money.
mhm.
But I truly think that MapleStory, to progress at all after a certain point, you have to spend money
Yeah, it's
in the other servers.
it's quite literally it's the hardest hitting definition of a paywall that I've seen.
Yeah, it's literally the difference between Diablo Immortal, like the pay to win and the non pay to win in Diablo Immortal. Like that's really the difference. That's how big it is.
Yeah, it's a very severe gap, and so basically for people who don't want to spend that much money, which is a reasonable
Yeah,
amount of
the
people,
reboot. Yeah,
they go to Reboot, which is the quote unquote free to play server. You still pay money for cosmetics and other things, but they're not directly. Most of them aren't directly correlated to your actual gameplay.
Like your stats, like
Right.
what you need to progress in the game. This is
Hmm.
literally just like, oh, I want to look pretty. Um,
The closest thing to uh, pay to win,
pay to win is pets for
yeah,
sure.
they've added. So you can have like these cute little pet companions on your side, up to 3 of them, but they recently introduced a new kind of pet, which instead of walking over and picking something up, they're called vacuum pets because they literally suck up anything within a certain radius of them.
normal
Um,
pets do it too, but the vacuum pets is just like 5 times the radius.
Yes, it's like normal pets. I think they pick up like basically if their model looks like they're touching it. But vacuum pets, like they don't have to be touching it. They will just jump over that generic area, and everything within that vicinity will just be sucked up.
Yeah.
So, that's a cool feature, and you might be wondering, oh, how much might it be to get that cool nifty little feature, uh,
Normal
under your
pets like
belt?
Couple dollars.
Yeah, normal
Five
pets like you can pay like four or
$5.
five
You can
dollars.
even get a you can get a free one from one of the lower level bosses, which is quite easy to like get to.
Yeah, you just get a free pet, and like it's relatively smooth sailing. Um, the pet, the vacuum pet, the suck pet, that one, the base price for that is $100, and and you have to, after 90 days, which is roughly 3 months, after 90 days you need to revive it with an item, because they don't stay alive permanently. Some pets do, but these vacuum pets will never be permanent. You have to revive it with something called the water of life, and that premium water of life costs $14, and that makes your pet last for another month. So essentially, you are paying a subscription fee to keep your pet alive, not your character, but your pet alive, for $14 a month. And
Yeah.
the running meme is that um, for $14 a month, there's a game called Final Fantasy 14 that it has a subscription fee to play past a certain level, and
14, yeah.
yeah, and it's
$14.
it's $14. So while some people are paying to play a very well designed game, and to play their heart's
Some people are
content,
paying
some
to
people
get
are paying to.
a pet that's really not needed.
It's not needed, but it's for a concept that we call min maxing.
Yeah.
Uh,
If you just to put it in the simplest way, if you want to get really sweaty,
yes, if you want to optimize to your absolute fullest, that pet is mandatory, because it increases the benefits of your just farming, I guess, or not, like when you are training. Basically, it increases your training efficiency by like 25%. So if you don't really care for that, that's totally good. It's not necessary. But for people who are at end game, for people who are on the grind to be like the best of the best, that's a
yeah, catch
significant
'em all.
leap. Yeah, yeah. It's so they're dropping that money. Um, it's happening. But yeah, that's one thing. Um, what, this was from Reboot, right? Reboot, non-reboot. Oh,
Yeah.
right, the free to play thing. So, um, Reboot, what Reboot does, instead of making you pay real life money for enhancement materials and whatnot, you pay using the currency in game, which is known as mesos. And you get mesos from fighting monsters. You get mesos from doing daily content. You get mesos from fighting bosses, things like that. And once you get enough mesos, then you go into the shop and you buy a bunch of stuff and you go out. The other big thing about Reboot is that because it is a free to play model, it's also encouraging a lot of. I think they intended it for it to mainly just be a solo progression server, and what that means is you are meant to live off of your own resources and go your own way. And so trading is disabled between people. You can't um, trade with other people, and you can't move equipment and other stuff through storage and whatnot. So there's a few limitations that come with being a free to play server. But regardless, the benefits of not having to spend a ridiculous amount of money outweighs those cons for a lot of people who would just want to play MapleStory. So in global MapleStory, there's actually most of our population is in Reboot, and then for other versions of MapleStory, like Korean MapleStory, for example, there's actually not that many players on a Reboot, um, which is interesting, but
It's
that's how
Korean
it is.
people love spend.
Got him.
Like, I don't know.
But yeah, that's that's the big distinction between Reboot and non-Reboot, and I feel like that took a while, but
That
the
took a long time.
yeah, that took a long time. The other thing which I'm gonna blitz over is this concept called FOMO, which is known as the fear of missing out. I'm sure people might have heard about this, but it's this idea of um, there's this pressure over you that they're trying to make it seem like, oh, like, hey, this is happening right now, so if you don't log on every day, like, you're gonna be missing out, like, you're not gonna be getting these benefits. And for the average person who isn't as invested, like, it doesn't really matter. You're just kind of like, oh, I'll just play whenever I need to. And that's kind of where both of us are at this point. But at one point, it's pretty bad, like, especially when you're playing a lot. Like, you feel like you're inclined to come back, not because you enjoy it, but more so because you're missing out on several things if you don't log on. Um, there's that, and there's this idea of what's known as the sunk cost fallacy, where because you've invested X amount of resources or X amount of time or X amount of whatever into this thing, you now feel more obligated to continue doing this thing or continue with whatever is happening, which in this case is MapleStory. You feel obligated to continue playing MapleStory or continue to go because you've already dropped so much time, so much of your other resources into the game. Like, why would you back out now, right? That's essentially what the sunk cost fallacy is. And so, for a handful of people, uh, and I say handful sparingly because I don't quite know what the number is, but I'm sure it's more than a handful. Um, there are people who have spent so much time on this game and so much of their resources on the game that it just feels like a waste to not play, if that makes sense. And that, while that's a very saddening truth, it is a thing. And the company behind MapleStory, Nexon, um, doesn't really do a great job of really monitoring or kind of addressing that concept. Rather, they just keep pushing out more things for you to feel FOMO with and more reasons for you to keep logging on every day. And of course, every game wants you to
How's that?
consistently play it,
Yeah.
right? But the extent of which they do it varies. And Maple in particular does it to in my opinion, a rather extreme extent comparatively. Um, and that's arguably what turns a lot of people away from it or turns people off from it is this idea that if you're not logging on every day, you're not dedicating X amount of time into this game every single day, then you're not going to progress. And it's just like, okay, well, not everyone has that time. Not everyone wants to give that level of commitment. And what's to say that what's waiting for them at the end of that is going to be worth it? What's the guarantee there? There is no guarantee. So it's it's a
Spoiler
gamble.
alert.
Yeah.
It's not.
Spoiler alert, it's not. Yeah, most of the time it's not unless you really like the game. But
Ooh.
Go play
um
Final Fantasy 14.
this is all to say there are better RPGs out there. Um so if you're looking for a quality RPG, yeah, just look around.
Boss Bark.
MMORPGs, bots arc,
Bot Dark.
bot dark, and Final Fantasy 14, and
Mm.
you
World
know,
of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft. But um, if you like 2D side-scrolling, small anime-looking characters doing
Oh yeah, you got some people with that. I'm sure you got
crazy.
some
Oh
people
yeah,
with.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
hundred
sure you
percent.
got some people with that.
You know how to sell MapleStory, right? It's you sell it by saying 2D side scroller, sure, whatever, but like chibi anime style with
Got
hella
him.
cosmetics. Like, and we say hella, I mean hella cosmetics
They have to
options.
make money somehow.
Yeah, hella cosmetic options, like hella like cute pets and cute effects and what have you, and you get to use skills that just look crazy on the screen, like
Big
visually
numbers.
speaking. Yo, big numbers. It's MapleStory is the king of big numbers. You will see numbers that you will never have imagined to see in a video game in MapleStory. Those numbers, they go up. And gamers love big numbers. Ah, I'm one of them. It's me. I'm gamers. God damn it. But yeah, um, honestly, that's all to say. Just if you've been curious about MapleStory and you want to jump into it,
Don't.
technically, I would say no, don't do it. But post Destiny, as of recording this video, might be worth it. Might be worth it. We haven't jumped into it yet because it's dropping on the 15th, but it might be worth it. Is all I'm gonna say. Is all I wanted to say. It's yeah. I'm glad I got to a point where I can actually think about recommending MapleStory to people. Because all the other times it's been no, don't play MapleStory. No, don't come
To be
here.
fair, I'm like 90% sure it'll stay that way.
I'm
No
sure
play.
overall.
Like especially because I know you don't care about it, but
Uh-huh.
for new players, longevity is important.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like, I would still say no. Like even if it got better, MapleStory, it's such an old game that like it's gonna die out soon. Like
Mm-hmm.
every game has its lifespan, and just like MapleStory is really just running towards the end of it.
Yeah. I think,
So
like, um, because for me, as Jay just mentioned, I'm no longer on the side of trying to see or trying to make the game live as long as it can. I'm more now on the party of I know this game's going to die sooner than later, so we're going to ride this roller coaster for as long as we can until either it miraculously revives or it hits its end. Both will be impressive in their own right, but it's just you can tell that they're by the time if they do choose to revive the game, it's going to be so far astray from what MapleStory used to be for a lot of people, and it's already so different from the MapleStory that people might be used to from older times that
yeah,
it's impossible to keep the game alive in that sense. And so regardless of if the game continues to be functional, if they keep up the service for it, if they keep support up for it, it will not be and it's never going to be the old MapleStory that some of us might have played and known. Um, and in that essence, it's also the death of a game. But um, it is what it is, and it happens. Times change, people change, games change, and RPGs in particular, MMORPGs are just they're a hard formula to pull off successfully, even for recent games. So for an older game to try and keep up with that, it's just it's very very difficult. I'd imagine. But yeah, that's my MapleStory bit. I could keep talking about it, but it's just it goes so much into specifics and logistics that it wouldn't be entertaining, or rather, it would take way too much time too to explain everything, every nook and cranny of it. But yeah, any closing thoughts on MapleStory, Jay?
Good vibes, bad game.
Yeah,
Sums it up.
yeah. Honestly, good vibes, good people.
Bad game.
Bad game, bad execution. But
Bad coding.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah,
Language
yeah.
isn't even taught. Language isn't even taught
Yeah.
in school anymore.
How could I have
Insane.
forgotten? I could have forgotten the most crucial thing. Because it's such an old game, they use a coding language that isn't taught anymore. But instead of
Yeah.
adapting their code to a more
They're just
modern language,
they're just pushing through.
yeah, they're just stubborn and just refusing to do anything. And that's arguably one of the biggest reasons why MapleStory has fucking struggled to do
You know?
anything that's like revolutionary because they refuse to move away from their old coding language.
Just fair. That's all of cost.
It is a lot of
If
cost,
they're
but if
fine with how the game's going as it is, like there's no reason to
yeah,
do it.
I mean, yeah, that's true. There's only so much that we can um, do about that, but it's just so sad as somebody who used to want to see the game live as long as it can. It's obviously not. It's obviously going to be beneficial they if they adopted a more modern and proper coding language, but the cost that it would take because they've sunken so much into their existing formula that it's just yeah, it's a damn shame is what that is.
It's a shame.
It is a shame. That was fun though. I hadn't ranted about Maple in a while, so it was fun to get it out of my system again. Especially before I jump into a whole new saga of playing Maple again.
Uh,
But yeah, I need to stop saying that too. But yeah, I mean it's the easiest way to do it.
I mean, using
Yeah.
filler words isn't bad, I suppose. It's just.
It's not
I
bad per se. I just don't like hearing it over and over and over again.
mean,
Maybe
I
that's
use
just
filler
me.
words too. I don't think I mind as much because I don't have to edit through it.
Yeah, maybe.
Um,
Could be it. You want to listen to it? You want me to give you the raw audio file and you?
sorry, I
Oh
me,
gosh.
me sick.
Oh dog. But yeah. Anything else we want to talk about before call it a day? Because it has been about an hour.
Wish I had friends.
Hmm. We're
Hmm?
touching on this now.
No. It was just a.
No,
It was
no,
just an ending
it's
remark.
just a closing
Yeah,
remark
it
of
was
I
just a
wish I
closing
had
remark.
friends.
Yeah.
I think we might be able to find friends on Maple. Maybe. Happened before. Might happen again.
See,
Yeah.
this is why you hold. You're the optimistic type in this partnership.
I don't. Is it optimism or is it just looking back on what's worked?
It's optimism.
It's optimism.
Mm-hmm. For surezies.
I don't know, man. I mean,
But that's coming from a pessimist, so who knows?
yeah. Who knows? What I will say though, um, assuming that the part prior to our start goes into it, um, the idea of defining friends, what is friendship and whatnot. I think a part of that process is to just keep making new friends or trying to make new friends
Bro,
and seeing what
are you
that
trying to
leads
make
to.
me hurt you?
Huh?
You think I'd be here if I knew how to make new friends? You think I'd be here? You think I'd be in this situation? Like you're crazy. That'd be
No,
like
no, no,
that's you know what that's like?
no.
You know what that's like?
What's that
That's
like?
like that's like talking to someone who has I don't know uh fuck I don't want to be controversial here. Uh
I see. Episode 3 is what it took for us to reach a controversial take.
No. It'd be like someone who's colorblind,
Uh huh.
and then your solution, and they're like, "Man, I wish I could see blue." And your solution to them is like, "Just keep trying to see it." That's what you just
No,
told me.
no, 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 no.
That's what you
Hey,
just
no,
told
no,
me.
no. That's
That's what you
different
just told
because
me.
no. That's different because you've you've made friends before. This isn't about something you
Eh,
can't do and making you
I
do something
can't
you
do it
can't do.
anymore. I lost the ability.
Oh my god.
People can go colorblind, Chico. God.
Alright then, well if that's the way you feel, then I guess you need
Like,
to
I want to, but like, I don't know. my my mentality's in a weird spot for that whole thing. I would
uh
prefer to figure it out before I make new friends,
yeah,
which seems counterintuitive. But
that's
currently, I am not in the market for friendship. Possibly, maybe.
yeah, he's only in the market for relationships.
Mm, you
The
know
fuck was that?
it. You know it.
That's the first time I've heard that noise come out of your
I was drinking.
mouth.
I was drinking water from a straw, and I was making this sound.
Oh, that's how.
Yeah,
Oh
being
man.
hydrated is important.
Yeah. Stay hydrated. This is for you. Yo, hydro homies. Stay
Yeah,
hydrated.
I've been drinking a lot of water.
That's good. That's
Like,
good.
like, I would say this is like 32 ounces.
Nice.
I drink like 6 of these a day.
Nice PR, bro.
No. You'll see a PR. I'll make it 12.
Oh man. But yeah, on that note, I think we've we've hit our limit in terms of having productive discussion.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Have you started? Are you on your roll now?
Yo,
At the
I'm
one
just starting.
hour at the 1 hour
Yeah,
30 minute mark.
yeah. I'm just starting. I'm just starting.
That's unfortunate because I think we're about to end the episode.
That doesn't make sense to me. Why would you? Why?
I shouldn't be asking that question to you. Why'd you decide to ramp up at the last minute?
No. I'm merely, those people who need to warm up a long time and then they're
Uh
like
huh.
exceptional.
Yeah,
I'm one of those people.
I see. So do we have to like do
yeah,
we have to like warm you up for like an hour and a half before we
yeah,
record
yeah,
next time?
yeah.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I will. We'll try and accommodate for that. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, thank you so much for listening this week as well. Hopefully, this will upload on Wednesday without any problems. Because, like I mentioned earlier, episode 2 had to be re-uploaded on Thursday morning. Um. So yeah, here's to hoping I don't fuck anything up. And
Here's to hoping you do.
I also need to get shit figured out because again, Wednesday is when Destiny drops, so I want to make sure I can just for the first day at least just drop all my time and resources into just having a good experience going back into it.
Doesn't make sense to me.
I it's gonna it's gonna make sense. But anyways,
Maybe.
yeah, maybe. Not maybe,
Maybe.
probably.
Hopefully.
Perhaps.
I need some meaning in my life.
All right, thanks so much for listening. This has been Chico,
This is Jay.
and we will catch you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.